Coming off an upset road win against Forward Madison, Fresno welcomes Fuego back home with a chance to piece together points in consecutive matches for just the first time all year, but they'll have to do it against the reigning regular season champions. That's right, the Richmond Kickers are in town, and you're watching it on ESPN+. Hello and welcome, I'm Brad Klein, very happy to be with you, taking you to the table. Live standings, multiple teams in action right now, so Northern Colorado just ahead of Richmond, and the Kickers lost a disappointing one on Wednesday in Northern Colorado. So remember, it's been a bit of an up and down year for Richmond. Glacial start for Central Valley. Worst offensive start in League One history, but Alexis Cerritos picking up the crumbs offensively for Fuego. He's been fantastic. In the midfield, 22 years young, reigning Team of the Week member, scored the game winner on a PK in the 84th minute in Madison. Martin Vasquez praises his ability and his comfort to operate in traffic. It's a bit innate. He can do it, and you might even say that this kid, he's a goalkeeper's worst nightmare. And what does that mean for Richmond? It means that Akira Fitzgerald has to be on his A game. Remember when I said 22 years young for Alexis Cerritos? How about 33 years old, grizzled veteran, the longest tenured kicker, Akira Fitzgerald? But hey, head coach Darren Sawatsky says he's as strong now as he was 5 years ago. He expects Fitzgerald to continue to stand on his head in the back of the net for Richmond. He's been fantastic all year. 3 clean sheets, as you could say. As you can see, he holds the record for clean sheets for Richmond as well. So Akira Fitzgerald is a stud, so is Alexis Cerritos. We've got plenty of studs here on ESPN+. Don't go anywhere. We've got kickoff, we've got starting lineups on the other side. This is USL League One on ESPN+.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league. The USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer. Bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Left foot, and it's a first-time shot, and a goal! Luis Fernando! It's turned over. Babu Karjai to put it away! Phoenix Rising will take all 3 points, 3-1 Rising!
Just a couple of minutes until kickoff between Central Valley Fuego and Richmond Kickers. I'm Brad Klein, very happy to be with you at Fresno State Soccer Stadium. Let's take you to the starting lineups here. And Central Valley, the host team, they've got Abdul Cromwell playing left back, and that is, according to Martin Vasquez, a luxury for a manager. Coming off a preseason injury, this is only his 4th appearance of the year. Second start last week against Forward Madison was actually his first full 90 minutes since October of 2020. But the left-footed left back is a difference maker defensively, and he likes to push up as well. Central Valley, they can do that, and they need any offensive spark they can get. One of the worst offensive teams in the league, but you could say developing offensive team. Got off to that slow start, but they are finally scoring goals. Speaking of scoring goals, you take a look at what Richmond has to offer, and Emiliano Terzaghi knows a thing or two about scoring goals. 50 of them as a kicker alone. You see Richmond, what you might see around Emiliano Terzaghi, the common denominator, is that they have 4 different starters than they had on Wednesday. And the 4 changes for Darren Sawatsky, that is a season high. So look out for Richmond, a team that is a little bit tired after that quick turnaround, 3 games, 7 days, and after that Wednesday tilt in northern Colorado. Darren Sawatsky looking for some fresh faces. In fact, you saw Terzaghi, who's playing next to him as a striker, Chandler O'Dwyer, just his second start of his young pro career. And O'Dwyer has never played a full 90 minutes. So we'll see if he's asked to do so, and we'll see if he is up to the task against Central Valley. Fuego wearing their home red uniforms. You saw just a moment ago the kickers in their road white uniforms. Central Valley coming off a 2-1 upset win at Forward Madison. Second half comeback began with Zahir Vazquez and his goal in the 74th minute. And then it was Alexis Cerritos winning a penalty and then converting on the penalty kick in the 84th minute, the game winner, to give Central Valley their second win in their last 3 matches. So the stakes are high for a Central Valley team that's just looking for some consistency. Talking to Martin Vazquez earlier this week, and he just said, you know, if we got 2 and 3, we can get 3 and 4, that would just be a game changer in the way they approach the rest of the season. There you see Emiliano Terzaghi, the captain for Richmond, a team that's coming off a 2-0 loss at Hellstorm on Wednesday. Valentin Sabella, Trevor Ammon scored on Will Palmquist, who got the start in the back of the net, but we saw a moment ago Akira Fitzgerald is the keeper for Richmond today. Jose Carrera on the left side of your screen. I beg your pardon. Nil Vinyals. No, I stand corrected again. Jose Carrera, the 27-year-old out of Mexico. Martin Vazquez has been impressed by the attention he attracts in space. We'll see what he can do in the midfield for Fuego today. We are underway. Central Valley hosting Richmond on the nightcap here on USL League One on ESPN+. Early touch for Terzaghi, and he finds Matthew Bentley. Bentley, the 23-year-old out of London, looking to create early. Mentioned the quick turnaround for Richmond, their 3rd game in 7 days. Darren Sawatsky says that his team relies on what they did in the preseason, their preseason progress in moments like these, because you really can't make too many adjustments on the fly. It's actually the second time that Richmond has faced a challenge like this. They defeated Lexington 2-1 a couple of weeks ago on a Saturday that capped off a 3-match, 7-day stretch. And that came on after they blew a 2-0 advantage over North Carolina in a 3-2 disappointing loss. And coming off that, again, 2-0 disappointing loss. We'll see if they can do it again today. Justin Sukow gets the touch. And O'Dwyer lost it. Last year, Fuego got a win and 2 draws against the Kickers. There's Harold Hansen making his 2nd start of the year. First one coming last week against Forward Madison. Vilian Bijev, he gets the start at striker rather than O'Daniel Jaramillo gets a rest today. Jaramillo, 33 years old. He's been one of those premier goal scorers for Central Valley, 2 of them, so get a rest for him. Partita works it ahead. So now Akira Fitzgerald, keeper for Richmond. Also a very elite distributor. And what his real strength is, you might not see it on the score sheet, when it comes to distribution, is his volume. You might not be able to hear it over the fans here in Fresno, but Richmond media kind of gathered and noticed how loud Fitzgerald really is. when City Stadium was hollowed out due to the pandemic. Got a foul there, and a hook and hold on Andrew Forth. But during the pandemic, no fans to drown out Fitzgerald, and they just noticed how his voice carries. A big part of Richmond's success. Michael Hornsby will take this free kick. Played for Central Valley last year. It was his first match against his former team, but realized he wanted to be a kicker last year when he played Richmond. Saw what the fans did for the kickers at City Stadium, saw the passion that Richmond plays with, and said, you know what, I want me some of that. Became a free agent, and Darren Sawatsky was happy to have him. First set piece of the night. Hornsby sends it in. Is this the first goal? Oh, diving stop by North. It's still loose. North back on his feet, and it's cleared away. Wow! Mohamed Dabo took up the crumbs and cleared it, but Mitch North comes up with a big-time save. Take another look. North gets the first one, and then Dabo back on his feet and pokes it out of trouble. But Richmond is still threatening. And a foul called on the kicker, so Central Valley can take a bit of a sigh of relief. And it was Mitch North coming up with that big early stop. Now North has accepted the challenge, kind of being thrown into the Fuego, if you will, as the starting keeper, with Ofek Antman, the incumbent starter, out so far all year with a knee injury. And North has taken on that role. There's Darren Sawatsky in his fourth season. Hasn't had a losing season yet for Richmond. Last year, USL League One Players Shield for winning the regular season. Native of the Seattle area. Nathan Ani here. Ani has really come into his own. He's been the captain when Terzaghi is off. Almost looks like a bit of a computer glitch. If this was a FIFA game, and what's going on with my video game, why does Ani look so much bigger? That's just because he is a very physical player. As a center back for Richmond, Ani carries himself at 6'4". Kickers controlling and pressuring early. The first and only chance coming for Richmond after a set piece from Michael Hornsby, that free kick, and it was Mitch North. Is this the first goal? No. Cleared away by Dabo again. A follow was poked away once again, and Harold Hansen can't catch up to it. Central Valley led by Martin Vasquez, his second season, the first player to compete for the U.S. men's national team and the Mexican national team. He was born in Jalisco, raised in California. 30 years of combined experience between his coaching and playing days. He's coached at LA Galaxy, Bayern Munich. He's been everywhere. And Darren Sawatsky and they're actually good friends. Sawatsky expects any Vasquez team to be well organized and well coached. Harold Hansen is on the ground. Slow to get up. It looked like he was chasing that ball for the touchline and just kind of gave up on it. And it might be his right leg. Looks like that's what they're paying attention to. And you can take another look at Hansen. It was after the ball went out, and he may have gotten clipped. No, he was still walking and just decided, you know what, something doesn't feel right. So Harold Hansen making just his second start of the year. $80 degrees in Fresno tonight. Sun not yet set. Mitch North snags it. Second time that North has been tested, and, well, he is up to the challenge. The 28-year-old out of Medford, Oregon, looking good early on. And a tie up there, Sukau collided in with Partita. Justin Sukau, the culprit of that collision. San Antonio native. Darren Sawatsky was drawn to Sukau when Justin scored a goal against the Kickers last year in the Henry Derby with forward Madison. A run for Richmond now. Good ball ahead. Cross never came, but I believe we've got a corner kick coming up. And we do. Good run for the Kickers. And it yields a corner kick. Harold Hansen will sit. Omar Lemus comes in to replace him. Lemus out of San Jose, California. Corner kick for Richmond. Is this where the Kickers score? No. Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL League One and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit www.us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. So far, Central Valley has relied on Mitch North and the rest of the defense to fend off this Richmond attack. Michael Hornsby there. Now, Central Valley has relied on the defense all year. Mentioned that slow offensive start. Just 2 goals in their first 7 matches. That is the worst clip in League One history. Good ball in, and Mitch North again climbs the ladder and takes it down. Matthew Bentley was on for a look, but North said, not right now, not today. To mention the defense, North has taken on a big load for Central Valley. That being said, 17 goals allowed. That's the 2nd worst mark in League One. Only 1 clean sheet. That's the worst mark in League One. Ozzy Ramos plays it back. Victor Falk, nifty move. And a nice pass to Bijev. Villian plays it back again. Ozzy Ramos, the captain today. Back to Andrew Forth, whose father is English, mother Romanian, dual citizenship with the U.S. and in England. He's fluent in Romanian, though. And Cerritos with a run on Bentley. Bentley took it away. Jose Carrera there called for a foul. Decorated season for Chattanooga last year. Won the regular season title, I should say, in 2021. All-League first team, team of the week 3 times during the regular season. So Hornsby again, mentioned earlier, the former Fuego. Sawatsky has been really impressed with him all year. Says he's one of the best left backs in the league. And he could play USL Championship tomorrow, according to Sawatsky. What's holding him back from stepping up a level, it's not even his readiness, as you can see him there, slow to get up. It is the attraction of Richmond. The Kickers play a very unique style for their outside backs, very attractive for the outside backs, and Hornsby likes to score. Has an assist, but no goals, not yet. He can. So Michael Hornsby, after that collision, will take the free kick. 2nd set piece that he lines up today. The 3rd for Richmond. Hornsby sends it low. And Cerritos Sends it over the top. Good run for Lemus, but it was too hot to handle. Cerrito sent it too deep. Omar Lemus gets the throw in. Summit Tahoma High School alum back in San Jose. And before Omar, they didn't have soccer. A founding father for his high school on the pitch. North goes for Partita. And Carrera can't help him out. Matthew Bentley takes it away. And they go to Simon Fitch. Fitch is a Richmond native. Homegrown, came up through the academy. Moran plays it back for Hornsby. Zaka Moran has an assist this season. His last goal came in October of 2021, but he is capable. Product of the famous River Plate Academy in Buenos Aires. From age 11 to age 20, he grew there. Dabo wanted to play it to Cromwell, but Matthew Bentley cut him off. So Akira Fitzgerald trying to distribute for a Richmond team who had a really tough itinerary, accidental itinerary this week. They played Northern Colorado in Windsor on Wednesday. They were supposed to fly in on Tuesday, but their flight got canceled, so they had to fly out of Richmond at 4 a.m. And as a result, the team that landed in Colorado was not the team that took off. Just a really tough travel for them, and they had some, according to Darren Sawatsky, travel-related injuries, just some cramping, some muscle issues, and that hindered the team in the 2-0 loss. Matthew Bentley offside. Sloppy, and Terzaghi nearly took it away. Moran in the center circle goes back to Hornsby. Popped up and Hornsby in the box. He was pushed, no call. So I mentioned the travel, and earlier in the broadcast mentioned how Richmond has 4 new starters from their last match. That's a season high, no surprise with how depleted and tired this roster likely is. Simon Fitch touches right for Matthew Bentley, goes back to Fitch. Here's the cross, and Mitch North is there. He vacuums the loose ball. Fitch could not make anything of that run, but a really good look for Richmond, ended by North again. Here's another look, Mitch North, before Terzaghi could get his feet on it. There's Abdul Cromwell, just his second start of the year. Left-footed left back. That is something that Martin Vasquez made it a point to say this week. It's a luxury, and he knows it. But it might just be that missing piece for Central Valley. Send it over the top, and now Central Valley will try to get something started. Abdul Cromwell has had an interesting journey. Mentioned his second start last week against Forward Madison. It was his first full 90 minutes since October of 2020. He was unsigned for quite a while there. Cromwell was playing for Birmingham in the USL Championship, and after October of 2020 was a free agent until Central Valley picked him up. 966 days since his last full 90-minute performance. Cerritos has some space, and he doesn't even need much of it. Cerritos with the left. Cerritos, here's the cross. Who's home? It's loose in the box. Richmond trying to clear it out, and they do. Andrew Forth gives to Carrera. Central Valley might not be finished. And even though they didn't score there, Alexis Cerritos' speed, creativity were on display. Hornsby plays it back again. So far in the first 19 minutes or so, Richmond has won the time of possession, and they've been pressuring Mitch North, but the keeper has been up to the challenge. Good touch. They go back for Hornsby. That one deflected, it's loose. Central Valley clears it away. Nice play by Partida. Don't miss a minute of the action in 2023, whether your club is on the road or at home. Catch nearly every second of USL League One action on ESPN Plus, the home to the USL, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. And Richmond had a good run right there. Central Valley clears it again. Viljan Bijev can't control. So we talked earlier about how Richmond had a really tough draw when it comes to the travel, just bad luck. And it really matters for any team, but especially for the Kickers. After the collective bargaining agreement, their roster just ironed out to a bit shallower than other teams. They have 4 academy guys on the bench, and what's funny is the way that the schedule is ironed out for them. Those academy kids, they need to be ready. Partida goes to Cromwell. Abdul Cromwell plays it ahead for Alexis Cerritos. The 22-year-old burns upfield. He shoved. Nathan Awney pushed him. So Awney, who is a 6'4" menace, at the 5'6" Cerritos, he was on his tail, and here's another look. Doesn't take much to get 5'6" down at 6'4". And Awney gets a yellow card for it. It's his 3rd card of the year. Comes in the 22nd minute. So Nathan Awney, the Arlington, Washington native, a Seattle suburb. Remember, not a coincidence that he comes from that Seattle area. Darren Sawatsky's roots in Seattle. Central Valley has a chance here with a win, would be the first time in club history that they've won 3 in their last, in a 4-match stretch. And a foul right by midfield. Zaka Moran looks like the culprit. Alexis Cerritos was hit hard, so 2 consecutive whistles with Cerritos on the short end. And we know how important he is, the team's leading scorer with 3 goals. Central Valley ranks last in USL League One goals with only 8 this season. They also rank last in shots, 81. What's funny is you look at them in the table, they're second to last, right in front of Lexington. They've had a lot of success on the road. 10 points, only 3 of them have come in Fresno. Abdul Cromwell could not control it cleanly, so Simon Fitch will get a throw-in deep into enemy territory. Nil Vinyals. They play it back. Nice tackle by Andrew Forth. I was talking to Martin Vasquez earlier this week about what this match could mean for Central Valley, as Terzaghi gets some space and gives it up to Simon Fitch. Vasquez said that it's not only an opportunity to get 3 points against the reigning regular season champions and get closer to that playoff line, just an opportunity for the players to feel more consistent. Again, a win would be their 3rd in their last 4. Good ball in. Terzaghi watches it go high, but way too far. So Emiliano, who has 50 goals as a kicker, was waiting for an opportunity, and Mitch North watches it sail. So North, who knew he wanted to be a part of Fuego's expansion last year because of the fans who supported Fresno Pro Soccer when North played them in college. North split his collegiate career between Oregon State and D2 Sonoma State. There's Emiliano Terzaghi. And by the time he retires, the MVP trophy will be named after him. 3-time and reigning MVP Golden Boot winner. Kickers awarded him with a multi-year deal this past offseason. And he only has 2 goals this season. I say only because this time last year he had 5. But Darren Sawatsky is not concerned. The analytics say that he's still making some really good runs, and more importantly, he's still a huge asset on and off the field. Hornsby on the touchline. And Partida knocks it through. Good ball. Hornsby again, dribbles past Lemus. Here's the cross, and it goes high above the crossbar. So Mitch North will kick it away. Now Hornsby has been heavily involved. 24-year-old out of Germany, has started every match. All but one match for Richmond this season. Victor Falk has some space. Bijev touches it back for Falk. Intercepted by Nathan Awney. It was Cerritos the intended target. No one home for Matthew Bentley. Jesus Partida shoved. Simon Fitch and Matthew Bentley were both right there, and Fitch is the culprit. So the referee, Teran Ozdemer, having a word. Here's another look. Yeah, Fitch just backed into him. Partida, the second-year pro, he gets the call. Partida played collegiately at UNLV, 49 appearances for the Rebels, 5 goals, 2 assists between 2017 and 2021. He earned the WAC Honorable Mention in 2018 and was named All-WAC Freshman Team, and a WAC Honorable Mention in 2017 as well. Bijev goes to Cerritos, the team's leading goal scorer with 3. Back to Bijev. He shoots and he misses high. Vilian Bijev just took a shot outside the box, and Akira Fitzgerald was a spectator. Here's another look. It started with Cerritos. I think he wanted to take it himself. Nice defense by Fitch to play Cerritos off, and then Bijev just launched it. Vilian Bijev was crucial for Central Valley last year. Bijev had 5 goals for Fuego. Only 1 in 2023, and it came on a PK in a 4-1 loss to Northern Colorado 2 weeks ago. Vazquez has just been looking for more chance creation out of Bijev. But the message does not change. He knows that Vilian is more than capable of being the Vilian Bijev from last season. They go back to Abdul Cromwell. Tries to lead Partida on, but instead it's taken away by Dakota Barnathan. Second year with Richmond after playing in League One for 1 season with FC Tucson. Just signed a multi-year deal himself in the offseason. Kind of a Swiss Army knife defender. Also played the midfield. He changes the way he plays based off of how the game is going and what he's feeling, what it calls for, but his versatility is what separates him. But when he switches positions, he says he really doesn't approach it any differently. Just, I'm playing in this area or I'm playing in that area. And Sukau finds Fitch. Before the match, Darren Sawatsky said the name of the game is contain the dynamic attacking group for Central Valley. They've done that so far. No shots on target for Akira Fitzgerald to handle. The other part of it was to get behind the defenders, something they haven't done in a little while. 2-0 shutout loss on Wednesday against Hailstorm. And Fitch tries to flip fields with a pop-up to Hornsby. Fourth takes it away. And Vilian Bijev, who is born in Bulgaria, in traffic, gives up the keys. Victor Falk with Bentley hot on his tail. Now it's Jesus Partida. Can Central Valley break the seal? Back for Bijev. Here's a strike. It goes wide left. So Central Valley not shy. But Fitzgerald not phased. Richmond plays it ahead. Terzaghi the cross. Could not squeeze it into Sukal. Carrera passes past Hornsby and finds Vilian Bijev. Cerritos was calling for it in the middle, and he pops it up, goes to Victor Falk. Now it's Cerritos. Alexis Cerritos is the team's leading goal scorer with 3. He scored the game winner last week against Forward Madison on a PK, a penalty that he earned himself. Falk again. Slides past the Bentley tackle. Cerritos in traffic. Cerritos thrown down and a foul. Alexis Cerritos hit from behind. And Zaka Moran was called for the foul. Here's another look. Cerritos trying to race past that double team, and Moran's momentum carried him into the back of the legs of Alexis Cerritos. So a free kick right outside the box. Ozzy Ramos is right next to the official, Teron Odzimer. Ramos grew up about an hour and a half north of Fresno State Soccer Stadium, does not have a goal this season. And there you see Viljan Bijev, who has one, trying to capitalize on this set piece. Can Central Valley break the seal? It's Bijev. Akira Fitzgerald scoops it up right into his breadbasket. Easy for the 33-year-old. Imagine Bijev wants that one back. Have another look. Tried to fool Fitzgerald, I believe, but Akira was just waiting for it. So Akira Fitzgerald, who's a bit of a freak, mentioned the 33-year-old, but he is one of the best keepers in the league. That's not an accident. He's a vegetarian. He's a certified yoga instructor. So that kind of makes him the Tom Brady of League One. Not necessarily in terms of his play, his caliber, but his off-field regimen and his habits. Whatever works. And it's working for Fitzgerald. Just ask Fuego. Victor Falk plays it to Carrera. Good run. Now it's Lemus, and Lemus misses wide right. So Omar Lemus, who came in with Harold Hansen going down early on in the first half. He had a good shot, but a bit off balance. And Lemus open for another opportunity late in the first half. Nathan Awney plays it back for Fitzgerald again. Too high, Dabo took it away. Victor Falk in traffic, and he lost it. So Richmond takes over. So far the Kickers have dominated time of possession. They've owned the quality shots, but nothing to show for it. Cerritos has some space. It's a run for the 22-year-old. Gives it up, now it's Victor Falk. He launches one, and it misses wide right. Victor Falk, oh so close. Fitzgerald sprawling left, and lucky for Akira, Falk was off the mark. So Hornsby now gives to Terzaghi. Nathan Awney drew a yellow card in the 22nd minute. Finds Hornsby on the far touchline. Zips it to the chest of Emiliano Terzaghi, and the reigning MVP can't make anything of it. A foul is called. Vilian Bijev. He tripped up Bill Vinyals, 24-year-old out of Barcelona. Bijev not happy with the whistle. Vinyals played 4 seasons for South Georgia Tormenta in League One before landing in Richmond back in 2021. Simon Fitch trying to facilitate here. Fitch draws the double team and a strip. It was Jose Carrera taking it right from him. Richmond does the same. Sukau with his neon green cleats. He backs it up. Hornsby goes to O'Dwyer. Get it back. Michael Hornsby in traffic. He twirls, tries to get around Falk. On the end line, backs it out. O'Dwyer, nifty move around Lemus. Gives it up, trying to find Hornsby again. Falk had it, collision, and it goes out of bounds. We've got a goal kick coming up. Michael Hornsby last to touch it. And the German wanted the whistle against Falk. He doesn't get it. Now you be the judge. Pass was a little off the mark. It led Hornsby a little too far, and from there, now Hornsby comes in last. So Victor Falk in his bright neon pink cleats. He took the short end of that collision too. Bijev finds Lemus. Fuego's got to catch up to Omar. Here's the cross. Jesus Partida settles. Partida goes left. Does he have the angle? Jesus Partida the cross. Oh, right in front, and Fuego scores! It was Jose Carrera, his first goal of the season. Central Valley up 1-0. Partido for Partida. Jesus with his first assist of the season. And Jose Carrera, he was just waiting for the cross, didn't look like it was ever going to come. And finally at the last moment, Jose Carrera, he capitalizes. Carrera's first goal since July of last year with Chattanooga. It's his first goal for Central Valley. Wow. Matthew Bentley trying to respond. He generates a corner kick. So Central Valley welcomes in the reigning regular season champions. And they had a slow first half offensively, or did they? Jose Carrera, the first shot on target. And he converts. Now Michael Hornsby will take the corner kick. Second corner kick of the evening. Both of them for Richmond. Can the kickers respond right away? He goes back post, but it's cleared away. Alexis Cerritos, the 22-year-old midfielder, finds Dabo, and Dabo clears it towards the center circle. We've got a run here. Plenty of space to operate for Lemus, and he was shoved down. Omar Lemus was fouled. Simon Fitch draws a yellow card. It's his third yellow of the season. Take another look. Omar Lemus had momentum, and Fitch extended the left arm. So another free kick for Central Valley. The last time they had an opportunity around this portion of the field, Vilian Bijev just chipped it right into Fitzgerald's grasp. We'll see if Martin Vasquez and his squad can draw up a different approach to this free kick. Just a couple of minutes ago in the 40th minute, Jose Carrera breaking the seal for Fuego. On the pass by Jesus Partida. Bijev, Carrera, and Falk converge. Here's Victor Falk, and Akira Fitzgerald bats it down. Have another look. This is where Fitzgerald's experience comes into play. Victor Falk put a really nice ball on, and Fitzgerald read it all the way, made it look easy. So after Jose Carrera's goal, it's 1-0 in favor of Fuego. Richmond will have some time here before half. Now Victor Falk, he's got some space. Bijev waiting for the ball. Falk works it to Bijev, turns around. Oh, nice pass to Cerritos, diving stop by Fitzgerald. Akira Fitzgerald, he makes a big-time stop, but Central Valley might not be done. Partito works left, we've seen this before. Here's the cross, who's home? And it's cleared away for the moment. Here's a big-time strike, goes wide right, and now the Richmond fans can sit down. Akira Fitzgerald retains the 1-0 deficit for Richmond. You add the leading goal scorer, Cerritos, at point blank, and Fitzgerald with a diving save. 3 minutes of stoppage time. Central Valley trying to build upon the 2-1 upset victory last weekend in Madison. Chance for consecutive wins for the first time all year. Hornsby. He lost the ball. O'Dwyer could not salvage possession there, and Vilian Bijev was shoved. Dakota Barnathan is called for the foul. 27-year-old out of Long Island. And most of the time we've seen a whistle with Bijev involved. He's been on the short end of the call. He's been very physical today. Getting the start as the lone forward in the 4-5-1 formation for Fuego. Trying to find Cerritos there, and now Akira Fitzgerald jumps on it like a grenade to stop that potential run for Central Valley. Akira Fitzgerald, 3 clean sheets. He will not add to that total tonight after Jose Carrera's goal in the 40th minute. The all-time clean sheets leader for Richmond. This might be Richmond's last chance. Michael Hornsby throwing it in. We've called his name a bunch as that attack-minded left back. O'Dwyer turns around, popped up in the air, and Terzaghi comes on, can't take it in. Simon Fitch tries to corral the pop-up. And the goal-scoring Carrera gives it up to Partita. The first half comes to a close. Jose Carrera, his first goal in a Fuego uniform. That's the difference. Came in the 40th minute. Central Valley 1 and Richmond none. An impressive first half for Central Valley, but we're not done. Here on ESPN Plus, don't go anywhere. On the other side, we've got a trip around USL League One. What did you miss around USL League One? Because I'll tell you what, Week 13 has plenty to offer. We're going to take you through that. Also, what you missed in Week 12. On the other side, don't go anywhere.
Ready for more of the game you love. Ready for more players and more teams. Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities. This is a different league. The USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer. Bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Left foot, and it's a first-time shot, and a goal! Luis Fernando! It's turned over. Babu Karjai to put it away! Phoenix Rising will take all 3 points, 3-1 Rising.
Fuego leads Richmond 1-0 here in Fresno. I'm Brad Klein, happy to be with you in Week 13, but I'll tell you what, Week 12 kept us on our toes. Our very own Mark Schoenster takes us back to what you missed last week.
Let's discuss the most important soccer news from this past Wednesday, USL League One highlights. Starting with the Red Wolves hosting Forward Madison in the 37th minute. Mo Espinoza with his 3rd assist of the season, connecting with Ropapa Mensah for his 3rd goal of the season. How huge would it be for the Red Wolves if Mo Espinoza can get back to full form like he was last year? He was so explosive in 2022. They could use that here in 2023. Meanwhile, Mensah, after scoring a goal, provides an assist to Siobhan Marsh. 2-0 in the first half. Z Korotowski's side has been looking for a good first half for a while now. They found it. There were 36 total shots, 9 on goal in this game, including this scrambling effort from Forward Madison that would not go in. Aviles would end up falling down on it. He had 5 saves in the match total, and ultimately would collect the clean sheet and a 2-0 win for the Chattanooga Red Wolves. They have 3 wins this season, all of which have been at their fortress, CHI Memorial Stadium. Meanwhile, later that night, the 2nd ever home game at Future Legends Complex for Northern Colorado, and they're hosting the Kickers. Look at this ball from Leo Fola. Just wonderfully done. You don't really need me to describe just how great a pass this is from Fola. Valentin Sabella scores his 1st goal of the season, and Will Palmquist in just his 4th start this year with the Kickers. Not much he can do about that one. Meanwhile, in the second half, Michael Hornsby looking for Matt Bentley, but instead finds Lalo Delgado. Big chance for the Kickers, would not go through. And then before they knew it, the hole was going to get deeper because Trevor Ahmed, the Golden Boot leader, already has 7 goals in a 2-on-1 situation. Proves while he is the best goal-scoring threat in all of USL League One right now, just rifles it in that bottom left corner. In 2 games at Future Legends Sports Complex, Northern Colorado have outscored their teams 6-1 in those matches. And Trevor Ahmed, a big part of that, 8 goals and in the lead for the Golden Boot race. That's right, It is time to start tracking the Golden Boot leader, the assist leader, and the Golden Glove leader. We have enough base and data to really start effectively tracking this stuff for all these teams across USL League One. Rafa Mentigan led the pack to start things off this year, but Amin, what a fantastic month he has had. Noe Meza also tracking in behind. This will be an interesting race. So right now, Amin, so strong in that regard as we pivot over to the assist leaders, where it's very much more up in the air. No one's really tallied up a massive number of assists yet this season, but that could change at any moment, any month. A player could just get on a passing tear. That would be fantastic. Arthur Rogers last year, of course, had a ton of assists. But we got a couple of players here that all are more than capable of creating and serving up goal-scoring opportunities for their compatriots. Meanwhile, when it comes to the goalkeeping, it's a lot of new faces. As a matter of fact, not a single bona fide keeper from last year in USL League One that is in the lead in this Golden Glove race. Sean Lewis, coming from the USL Championship. Bernd Shipman is new. Lalo Delgado is new. And although Austin Pack has played with the Jacks before, this is his first time being the goalkeeper for the Jacks since coming to USL League One. And how fantastic has he been? Leading in goals against, leading in clean sheets, leading in saves. Right now, he's the front runner for Golden Glove, and also for goalkeeper of the year in USL League One. But any of these guys could catch up to him. That's all we've got for now in this halftime. We'll step aside briefly. When we come back, we have more content for you here on ESPN+.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league. The USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer. Bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league. The USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer. Bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
Let's take a trip around USL League One, and shout out to Brady Kujawa, the trophy for Best Beastie Boys reference of the night. He gets it because, hey, Brooklyn finally getting a USL League One team. I say finally because you know what? You know that the Brooklyn fan base is going to support their team. They are expected to start playing in 2025, so it's an exciting time for USL League One, expanding their reach into the Northeast, into the Empire State. Brooklyn, New York is the new USL League One home. There you see on your the bottom of your screen Attest DU for Lexington. He gets Team of the Week, rather Player of the Week, highlights Team of the Week, and why not? He had a brace, his second career brace and the first in Lexington history, an impressive 2-2 draw against Northern Colorado in Week 12. Charlotte's 3-goal win over Omaha yields a week-high 3 representatives, no surprise there. And we take your trip around the scoreboard now. What did you miss from earlier today? Well, I'll tell you 2 key 1-1 draws between Greenville and Omaha. There you see 8 shots for the Owls, season low. Noe Meza scored in the 8th minute, though. A 1-1 draw for Tormenta and Lexington. Attest Diouf scored in the 16th minute after Keziah Sterling's 6th minute score. And after that, it was defense from their 4 consecutive winless showings for Lexington. That's a season worst, and that makes it a club worst for them as the expansion team from this year. So Brooklyn taking notes on what Lexington's doing this season. And let's take a look at what's happening upcoming for next week. Saturday, Fuego hosting Triumph, trying to overcome and avenge that 3-0 loss that they took against Greenville on April 19th. And Triumph trying to get back on the winning side with that 1-1 draw from Omaha we saw a moment ago. Also, the Kickers back at City Stadium. They're taking on Forward Madison, led by Christian Cheney. He's got 4 goals on the year, always dangerous for Forward Madison. And we're here on ESPN Plus, but we're not even close to done, because on the other side, we'll give you first half highlights and first half stats, 1-0 in favor of Fuego. Don't go anywhere.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league, the USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer, bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Turned over, Karchai to put it away! Phoenix Rising will take all 3 points, 3-1 Rising!
Central Valley leads Richmond 1-0 at the half. I'm Brad Klein, very happy to be with you and very happy that you join us here. And if you were a little tardy, we forgive you, that's fine. Let's go back just for you, take a look at what you missed in the first half. It was action-packed. Central Valley hosting the reigning regular season champions. Michael Hornsby on this free kick had an early chance, but Mitch North showing off his ability in the back of the net. He's been fantastic all day long. I'll tell you, early on, he was challenged, and then he was challenged some more, and then he was challenged some more. Mitch North is unstoppable right now. There you see him stopping Simon Fitch's cross. Vilian Bijev, he gets the start as the striker over Odinil Jaramillo. Jaramillo getting the rest at 33 years old. Bijev was good, wasn't able to connect there, and Central Valley had some deep shots, and eventually they were working it on Akira Fitzgerald. They had some opportunities. Jesus Partida says, you know what? Let me take care of business. He falls down to the ground on the cross, and who's there right in front, point blank? It was Jose Carrera, his first goal with Fuego and the first assist for Partida of the year. 1-0 Central Valley in the 40th minute. And then Alexis Cerritos, the team's leading goal scorer, had a chance to make it 2-0, but could not do so. What do you highlight in the first half stats? How about Fuego's 9 shots? Remember, they only average about 8 shots per contest. They've got 9 through the first half, so they've been fantastic. Early on, Richmond was controlling possession in the second half, rather the second portion of the first half. That's when Fuego really started to even out possession. But the key stat, 1-0, Jose Carrera getting the goal with 4 shots on target, and the one that counts, Jose Carrera's first goal of the season. His first goal since July of last year with Chattanooga. Scored 2 goals for the Red Wolves last season. And there is the Central Valley unit led by Mitch North at the scoreless first half thanks to some of the diving stops he made. But Jose Carrera is the cover boy of that first half. The Central Valley with a first half lead. They haven't done it very often. In fact, Central Valley has failed to score a goal in 9 first halves this season. Now, obviously, this is not one of them, but this is only match number 11. Richmond failing to score a first half goal in 8 of their 13 games. Only Central Valley and Chattanooga have failed to score more often in USL League One first halves this season. We flip fields now with Richmond in their white uniforms and Central Valley in their reds. It was Carrera in the 41st minute, getting the goal for Central Valley off the cross from Jesus Partida. That's what you missed. Central Valley did a great job limiting the usual suspect scorers for Richmond, namely Emiliano Terzaghi, who only attempted 4 passes in the first half. He was silent. Nice touch. It's Hornsby. He sends it in. It's cleared away by Cromwell. And Alexis Cerritos, who was stopped on a point-blank look in the first half, he turns on the Jets. And Cerritos was shoved? No, he wasn't. A clean tackle. Nathan Awney was there to take it away. Awney actually did push Cerritos in the first half, got called for a yellow card in the 22nd minute, but nothing there. Vinyals turns upfield and then finds Awney on the far touchline. Now make that Barnathan. So Richmond trying to strike back on Fuego. Sukau. They go to Hornsby now. And the 24-year-old with a back pass to Sukau again. Sharing with Vinyals. Back to Hornsby, dribbling through traffic. Finds Vinyals in the corner. Makes a move to his right. Now his left. Spin cycle on Lemus. They go backwards now. Omar Lemus was put in that spin cycle, but kept his feet. And a foul is called on Vilian Bijev. Dakota Barnathan was kicked from behind. And Bijev not happy with the call. Have another look. Vilian Bijev, we'll just keep it here. Bijev, born in Bulgaria, moved to Fresno when he was 5, grew up in the shadow of the Fresno State Soccer Stadium. And Mitch North there to stop it again. His first half was fantastic. Jose Carrera and Mitch North sticking out in the first half for Fuego. Can't distribute cleanly here. Justin Sukau making a move. Goes right on Ramos, and he launches it way high. Field goal good, according to the Fuego fans. Have another look. Justin Sukow made a nice move on Ozzy Ramos, but he got under it. So North, the Medford, Oregon native, who has led a defense that's been, in a way, the saving grace for Central Valley this season, but in another, a struggling unit. Distributes nicely here. Cerritos in traffic, touched away, but Alexis keeps his footing for a moment, and Richmond takes it away. Vinyals lost his footing. Terzaghi picks up the pieces. Good ball ahead. Andrew Forth there to stop it. Diving cross. Who's there? Terzaghi couldn't stop it. The strike was popped up in the air by Forth, and Justin Sukow, he takes over. And a foul in the box. Emiliano Terzaghi was pushed, and Abdul Cromwell is the culprit on the whistle. Cromwell's second start of the season. Have another look as the USL League One rookie makes a play on the USL League One legend, Emiliano Terzaghi. So now Terzaghi has a chance on this penalty kick to tie it up for Richmond. Three-time MVP and Golden Boot. Terzaghi has 2 goals this season. Mitch North has had a great game. Can Terzaghi tie it up? Oh yeah! Emiliano Terzaghi's 3rd goal of the year, and we're even at 1-1. In the 52nd minute, Emiliano Terzaghi takes advantage of the penalty. He wins, and he converts. His 51st goal as a kicker. Mitch North guessed incorrectly. Terzaghi, after the foul on Abdul Cromwell, he puts it in. And we're level. Darren Sawatsky said, you can't keep Emiliano Terzaghi off the score sheet for long. This time last year, he had 5 goals, now with 3. But he's been making the right runs. He's been that great presence in the locker room. Sawatsky never doubted Terzaghi for a minute. Nor should you. Emiliano Terzaghi ties the match at 1-1. Can Central Valley respond? Jesus Partida was pushing there. And now Simon Fitch wants a call on Partida. Partida gets a warning, though. You saw Jesus kind of kick it away from Fitch as he was getting ready to get the ball back in play. So Jose Carrera got the scoring started for Central Valley in the 41st minute. Fuego took a 1-0 lead into the half, and Emiliano Terzaghi didn't waste much time in the second with his 3rd goal of the year in the 52nd minute. on a penalty that he won, and he converted. Terzaghi touch ahead. Cromwell was the one who found Terzaghi in the box right around there, the corner of the box. On the far touchline, Bentley hot pursuit, and Cromwell lost his footing. It goes Richmond's way. I beg your pardon, Fuego's way. Abdul Cromwell played with Birmingham Legion in USL Championship. Michael Hornsby plays it ahead. Being told now that Ozzy Ramos was issued a yellow card as they played on. So Ramos cautioned with his 6th yellow of the season. That's the 2nd yellow card, beg your pardon, 3rd yellow card that we've seen today, the 1st on Fuego. Vilian Bijev has some space, offside. Now Bijev thought that he was good and had Alexis Cerritos coming in from behind and tried to saucer Cerritos up for a downfield run on Akira Fitzgerald. Limu's takeaway. Here comes Central Valley. It's Alexis Cerritos. Finds Victor Falk. Limu's trying to give him some space. And Falk with an errant pass. And Limus can't do anything with it. That is a missed opportunity for Central Valley. And Omar Limus, who missed wide right on a pretty good look in the first half, doesn't even get a look there because of Victor Falk's pass. Now, Falk was so important to Central Valley's success at the end of last year. In fact, he's the 2nd leading scorer from last season, leading returning scorer with 6. But Victor has not scored this season. And Martin Vasquez says that he's just waiting for the Victor Falk of last year to show up. Actually, Victor Falk debuted as a pro in 2020 with the Kickers. Spent 2 seasons in Richmond. And then moved on to Central Valley before last season. Cerritos shoved. Nil Vinyals called for the foul. Vinyals, a 24-year-old out of Barcelona. He won the USL League One Player of the Month recognition in March. Signed a multi-year deal last offseason. He says his goal is just to sustain the brand of successful soccer that he came in, trying to uphold that with Richmond and their history. They send it in. Bijev on the run, and Fitzgerald dives in for the save. Vilian Bijev was a half step late, and Akira Fitzgerald was the instigator on that look. Darren Sawatsky says that Akira Fitzgerald can step into an MLS game tomorrow, would not skip a beat. And that's the experience and the composure that Sawatsky's talking about. Hornsby plays it ahead. Good run for Emiliano Terzaghi. He's got some space. Terzaghi works it back, trying to go to Vinyals. Now it's Hornsby again. Chandler O'Dwyer. Richmond trying to work it to Sukow. Cross in. Who's home? Terzaghi wasn't there. Mentioned how Nil Vinyals won March League One Player of the Month. Joao Gomero, his teammate, on the bench today. He was nominated for this month. Gomero's been great this year, has 3 goals. There's a cross, it's punched away. Mitch North on top of it once again. Richmond not done. There's a cross again, Terzaghi touch, it goes wide. He could not shuffle it on target. O'Dwyer trying to revive this possession. Richmond has something cooking. Sukow plays it right. It's Nil Vinyal, splits the double. Goes to O'Dwyer. He was poked away. Hornsby operates to space. Here's a launch. It goes way high. Simon Fitch got under it. Have another look. Mitch North's best Rocky Balboa impression. Again, North, when he came in, he was not the starter. It was Ofek Antman, the incumbent starter out of Israel, but with his knee injury, North stepped in, and Vasquez had confidence in North at the beginning of the season when he was forced to take over. Now, even more so. With what he's taken on and the pressure he's faced, especially early in the season when Central Valley was still trying to find themselves. Cerritos. Oh, he's breaking ankles. Alexis Cerritos. He works left. Vilian Bijev now in the corner. He crosses. Who's there? It's loose. Falk can't play it. Limu's cross, and it goes out of bounds. Another missed opportunity for Victor Falk, and Omar Limus could not help his cause. But Central Valley gets a corner kick out of it. Their first corner of the day, presented by El Mexicano. So Falk might be kicking himself. Same with Limus for not converting there. We'll see what Ozzy Ramos can do, the captain, in the right corner. Ramos goes back post. It's popped up in the air out of bounds. Akira Fitzgerald is a spectator. So we stay level at 1 apiece. Central Valley's 41st minute score coming off the right boot of Jose Carrera. They took a 1-0 lead into the half, and Emiliano Terzaghi won a penalty, converted on the PK in the 52nd. His 3rd goal of the year. Two days ago, Richmond announcing an international friendly against Guatemala's Comunicaciones FC on July 18th. Talk more about that as it gets closer. It's their first international friendly since 2018, so exciting for the Richmond fans at City Stadium to welcome in the top-flight Guatemalan team. Participated in the CONCACAF Gold Cup. Omar Limus has plenty of space to operate. Limus, he goes left. Limus touch. Oh, Akira Fitzgerald's there. What a save! Omar Limus stonewalled by Fitzgerald. Wow! Limus has had multiple chances, none better than this, and Fitzgerald tightens the window as he inches up and with his left shin guard He makes the stop. Wow. Akira Fitzgerald left on an island, but it did not matter. And Central Valley's fans, I don't know how they can recover from that. What a great look, and nothing to show for it. Hornsby marked up by Falk. So Akira Fitzgerald putting on a second half clinic after giving up the Jose Carrera goal in the 41st minute. Now Victor Falk touches ahead, and Akira Fitzgerald settles it easily. Fitzgerald also a player coach, and he says that taking on the additional role as coach, it's really rejuvenated a different love of the game that he really never experienced before in his long career. Again, a 33-year-old, and Darren Sawatsky's been very impressed with Fitzgerald, both as a player and a coach, and maybe the biggest proof of that is Will Palmquist and what he's done as the backup keeper, and backup is hardly even true. Has 4 appearances, 4 starts on the year. You can almost call him a co-starter with how much run and how much success he's had. Sawatsky says Fitzgerald's the best keeper in the league, but he's happy with both of his guys. Hornsby sends it in. Deflection, and Mitch North is there. Justin Sukow nearly sneaked it into the upper right corner. But the Central Valley keeper showing what he's capable of. Vilian Bijev fighting for position there on the lead pass. And Richmond making some swaps. Carlton Belmar coming in for Matthew Bentley. Joao Gomero, a nominee for Player of the Month in League One. He subs in with Jake Meekum right behind him. He takes over for Simon Fitch. Gomero taking Chandler O'Dwyer's place. So Jake Meekum there. You see the 23-year-old from Las Vegas. Mentioned Will Palmquist a moment ago. He actually overlapped with Palmquist, playing collegiately at Denver. Ozzy Ramos has space to operate, and he gives the keys to Omar Lemus. Bijev in the corner, and the native Bulgarian can't make anything of it. Here comes Richmond. Carlton Belmar on the run. Doesn't get his first touch. 2 goals coming off the bench in Carlton Belmar. He is uber capable. Takes over for Chandler O'Dwyer, who had just made his second professional start and is still, after being swapped out, never played a full 90, but definitely gave Richmond some quality time. And Meekum on the far touchline there, assisted on Joao Gomero's game-winning goal in the 2-1 win over Lexington on May 20th. Gomero had a first-half brace against North Carolina a few weeks ago in a midweek matchup. That's going Richmond's way. Vilian Bijev has been involved all day. Very physical player at 6'2", 170. Nice takeaway for Central Valley. Dabo plays it ahead, and Vilian Bijev does not have the speed to make anything of it. Akira Fitzgerald, who has 111 appearances, tied with Evan Lee for the second most in USL League One. Mentioned his 33-year-old age, and he's been around for a while with Richmond, longest tenured kicker. Nil Vignal is on the ball, his 99th appearance. Nice touch ahead, and the cross, nothing comes of it. They try to squeeze it in for Gomero. Carlton Belmar in the corner, and a throwing coming up. Jesus Partida touched it out. Central Valley getting some subs in there. Billy Forbes, along with Zahir Vasquez, getting ready to check in. Forbes has an assist this season, came in just his second minute as a member of Fuego on Zahir Vasquez's game-winning goal over South Georgia Tormenta in stoppage time a couple of weeks ago. Throw-in in the box, Terzaghi squares it up, upper left 90, he scores! It's a brace for Terzaghi, and Richmond leads 2-1. Emiliano Terzaghi, his third and fourth goals of the season. He scored in the 52nd minute on a PK. This one from nearly the same spot, but a different look. He goes sidewinder in the 71st. Richmond on top of Central Valley in Fresno. That's why he's the captain. A second half brace for the reigning Golden Boot. Emiliano Terzaghi puts Richmond on top in the 71st minute for his fourth goal of the year. And Terzaghi is reiterating what Darren Sawatsky told me earlier this week. You can't keep this man off the score sheet for long. Chris Cole checks in exchange for Michael Hornsby there. Cole, a 25-year-old from Duval, Washington, Seattle suburb. As Sawatsky says that Chris Cole is really coming on as a late bloomer. He really needed to train at a higher level for a little while with some pros. Nathan Awney, Dakota Barnathan being some of them, just to bump up that caliber of training. Zahir Vasquez in for Andrew Forth. But Cole always had the physical traits that you need at the pro level. Vilian Bijev is out. Billy Forbes taking his place. But so what Sawatsky said about Cole was that his body has grown at the rate that you would usually see a teen grow, but Cole's done it in his 20s. And now he's really blossoming into one of the better fullbacks in the league. Good touch. It's Victor Falk. He's got something going. Falk with the right, he blasts it way high. Victor Falk trying to get something on Akira Fitzgerald, but off balance, and he missed everything. Here's another look. Tries to go around Zaka Moran. And he did. He got the positioning, just got under it again. Not the first time we've seen that from Victor Falk. So Moran Works it back now for Richmond. And the kickers, unbelievable showing here in the second half. After a disappointing 2-0 loss on Wednesday against Hailstorm, they stay out west. They get to Fresno a day early with their tumultuous travel to Windsor, Colorado. They stay there, get a vibe for the temperature, for the weather, for the time change. They take a bit of a breath before facing Fuego. Billy Forbes in traffic. Forbes debuted against Tormenta a couple of weeks ago. As I mentioned, the stoppage time assist on the game winner for Zahir Vasquez. 15 caps for the Turks and Caicos national team. 6 combined years of the USL and USL Championship. Fans trying to egg Fuego on. Falk works it to Cerritos. Now an opportunity for Billy Forbes. Probes right. It's Limu's cross. Who's home? No one for now. And Carlton Belmar pokes it away. Bouncer wide right. Ozzy Ramos was trying to get something going off the deflection. Not happy with himself. He wanted that back. Have another look at what Ozzy Ramos has replaying in his head right now. With the left, thought he could get it past Akira Fitzgerald. There's a corner kick there, but Richmond will get a goal kick coming up for Akira Fitzgerald. The USL on ESPN continues as the summer heats up. Memphis 901 FC and Aaron Malloy head to the Valley of the Sun to face Manuel Arteaga and Phoenix Rising FC. It's Phoenix Rising FC and Memphis 901 FC, Saturday, July 1st at 11 Eastern on ESPN2. Fitzgerald tries to find Belmar. He does, but Carlton cannot keep it in bounds. Carlton Belmar, hometown kid, grew up playing youth tournaments at Stryker Park back in Richmond, played collegiately at VCU. Belmar also plays for the Grenada senior national team. Billy Forbes in the corner. Here's a cross. Who's there? It's Victor Falk and Akira Fitzgerald. He makes the save. Victor Falk, point blank. And the leading returning scorer from last season, still scoreless in 2023. At a foul, Terzaghi was shoved. And speaking of Emiliano Terzaghi, he's got the brace. 51 USL League One goals, most all time. Mentioned earlier that by the time he retires, the Golden Boot, the MVP, they'll be named after Terzaghi. USL League One legend. Scored in the 52nd minute, scored in the 71st minute. First goal came on a PK, and the second one a sidewinder from about the same spot off a throw-in. That's what happened for Richmond. The only goal for Central Valley came in the first half for Jose Carrera. Billy Forbes has some space. Fitzgerald cheats up, and Fitzgerald dives. He stops it. We've got a collision. Fitzgerald is in pain. And Billy Forbes gets a red card. He's gone. Forbes is not happy with the call, but more importantly, Akira Fitzgerald holding his face. He is in some serious pain. He's being sent off. First red card for Billy Forbes in a Fuego uniform, and Akira Fitzgerald is the focus now. Have another look. Forbes charged in, and Fitzgerald, he took a boot to the face. Trainer Rodrigo Perez having a look at Fitzgerald now, but Billy Forbes ejected. And Central Valley's comeback, it's going to happen with 10 men. Akira Fitzgerald has been fantastic. He's been challenged by Central Valley more so than the statistics would lead you to believe going into this match. They had 9 shots in the first half. They average 8 per showing. But Fitzgerald has been up to the task, and now Martin Vasquez is going to have to try to Rubik's Cube this lineup in a way that allows Central Valley to pressure the keeper, whoever that may be. Akira Fitzgerald still on the ground. You've got Will Palmquist, who just played on Wednesday, and Darren Sawatsky says he has all the confidence in the world in his young 24-year-old keeper. But the longest tenured kicker, Akira Fitzgerald, is on the ground. Rodrigo Perez shining the flashlight in his eye. That's the concussion test. '21 League One Goalkeeper of the Year, 2-time Golden Glove. And Akira Fitzgerald is still down. There's Will Palmquist, 24-year-old out of Denver, Colorado, played collegiately at Denver as well for the Pioneers. Gave up the 2 goals on Wednesday against Northern Colorado, and a bit of a homecoming for him. And Darren Sawatsky was not upset about those. He didn't really think that those shots could be stopped. Billy Forbes with a red card. Central Valley getting called for a red card, that's nothing new. In fact, they now lead League One with 4 red cards on the year. Lexington has 3. They were tied going into tonight. And moreover, 33 yellow cards going into tonight. Now make it 34 now, and that ranks most in League One as well. Vasquez says he doesn't really mind fouls, cards against his team so long as that they're made competitively, and that was a competitive play for Billy Forbes, not intentional. We'll take another look at the Forbes-Fitzgerald collision. He had a run, he had a chance to tie, and I think it was the right cleat as he somersaulted, and I think he tried to get out of the way of Fitzgerald, but he couldn't. And Billy Forbes with a red card in the 79th minute keeps Akira Fitzgerald on the ground. He's been there for nearly 3 minutes. And all signs point to Will Palmquist taking over to try to salvage this 1-goal lead and get 3 points for the Kickers. Palmquist, the Fitzgerald pupil. Remember, Akira is a player coach for Richmond. Has really taken Palmquist under his wing. A guy who, as a player, young in his career in the NASL, he played under a player coach. He knows what that's like for a guy like Will Palmquist. And after about 4 minutes, Akira Fitzgerald sits up. That's a good sign. We saw the flashlight in his eyes. That is the concussion test. See it there. Both trainers, both sides, tending to Akira Fitzgerald. It was immediate pain from Fitzgerald, and now Will Palmquist is getting the official sign. He's coming in for Akira Fitzgerald. Well, Palmquist spent his rookie season in USL Championship with New Mexico, but didn't play. And now Fitzgerald walking off under his own power. It's a great sign. Billy Forbes, his day is done. A red card in the 79th minute. Central Valley will have to play with 10 the rest of the way. Akira Fitzgerald's day likely done as well, but for a different reason. Kick to the head. Inadvertent. Billy Forbes charging in, chance to equalize. Couldn't get it. Akira Fitzgerald made the smart, correct, yet very dangerous play of cheating up, playing low. And Will Palmquist will take his place. 24-year-old, 6'1", 185, prides himself on being a modern goalkeeper and a distributor. Mentioned he did not play his rookie year in USL Championship, but he says he learned how to be a pro there. And meanwhile, Central Valley will sub Ozzy Ramos off, and Sam Strong, the Santa Barbara native, comes on to play in the midfield. A little bit more versatility out of Strong. That's what you need playing with 10. So Akira Fitzgerald done after taking the inadvertent right boot of Billy Forbes to his head in the 79th minute. And Richmond trying to hold on to this 1-goal advantage, walk away with 3 points out of Fresno, and hoping for the best for Akira Fitzgerald. Cerritos turns upfield. 4 red cards on the year for Central Valley. It's a league high. It's a league high that has cost Central Valley this year. They went 4 consecutive matches without a win. In fact, they won 4 consecutive matches without a goal. And in 3 consecutive, they had red cards. Cromwell touches ahead, tries to squeeze it into Strong, but can't do so. And Vasquez said, you know, those cards, they came on plays that were not really competitive plays. They were frustration calls, frustration plays for Central Valley, a team that really didn't have much working for them. Billy Forbes, his red card, not that. It was a true challenge on Akira Fitzgerald. Victor Falk in the corner. Back touch, it's Partida. He has the assist that led to Jose Carrera's goal. Falk crosses. Who's there? Off the head, and Will Palmquist, the first time that he's challenged, he bats it down and takes it in. Carlton Belmar with the right. There's a strike, and Carlton Belmar misses wide right. Belmar nearly with the dagger in the 89th minute. We'll have plenty of stoppage time here after Akira Fitzgerald's injury. And coming up in just a couple of minutes, Carlton Belmar now. Justin Sukow has some space. works it ahead. Joao Gomero, nominee for Player of the Month in USL League One, has 3 goals on the year. Richmond playing keep away. Now Gomero wants to challenge. Vignal's cross, and Mohamed Dabo was there to help clear it. They go back for Nil Vignals, who does not run at Mitch North. Now Victor Falk. I'll make that Vasquez. Zahir dishes it off to Sam Strong, and Strong cannot catch up to it. Nice takeaway for Dakota Barnathan. 12 minutes of stoppage time after Akira Fitzgerald's injury, with Billy Forbes kicking him inadvertently in the head in the 79th minute, drawing the red card. Forbes had the chance to equalize, but instead Richmond working with a man up. Will Palmquist in goal now for Fitzgerald. Former Pioneer, actually, when he was at Denver, helped launch, with the help of some faculty members, launched an analytics company, try to bring the analytics that we've seen so much of in baseball into soccer. Major influence in sports, and if you can bring it to soccer, it changes the game, right? So he co-launched his own soccer-based data and analytics startup called First Team Analytics, and he says it's helped him in his game as well. Richmond fans are familiar with that. He's been very successful as a goalie, not to mention a backup goalie behind one of the best in League One. And all Central Valley wants to do is challenge him. Zahir Vasquez trying to do that, pops it up. Omar Lemus on the other side, and Sukal pokes it away, but we've got ourselves a corner kick presented by El Mexicano. Jose Carrera, the goal scorer from the 41st minute. He'll take the corner. Carrera, he goes back post. It's loose. Cromwell with the left. Passes to Carrera, near touchline, making a move on Terzaghi. Here's another cross. It's poked away. Cleared away by Nil Vignals. So Carrera will throw in. Rather, Lemus will. Gets it in for Falk. He's had a bunch of quality chances. Lemus now, cross, Falk there, and Falk can't make anything of it. But we've got ourselves a corner kick again. El Mexicano bringing us another corner for Central Valley. It's their third. Carrera sends it deep again. Belmar helps clear it away, at least for the moment. Cerritos back in the box, in traffic. Falk turns around, and it's cleared away once again. Central Valley playing with only 10. They've got a chance here. Partida can't catch up to it. Jesus Partida with a nifty move, switched shoulders, and nearly had a lane. But Partida, who has the assist on the lone Central Valley goal, was trying to get something going on his own. Could not do so. Will Palmquist will kick it away and try to help Richmond seal the deal. A win would give Richmond points in 4 of their last 5 matches. Foul called. Victor Falk He's the culprit. No Vignals, the victim. And Falk will help him up. So Victor Falk, native Swede, who played with the Kickers for 2 seasons in 2020 and 2021, helping Vignals there. Pass ahead. Is this the dagger? Now for now, cleared away by Abdul Cromwell, but a corner kick coming up for Richmond. Joao Gomero will be the trigger man on the corner. In his first pro season, Sawatsky says he's been growing all year. Nice box out by the first-year pro, native Brazilian. Carlton Belmar will throw it in. Gomero through traffic. Terzaghi does not want a piece of it. Dabo takes it. So here Vasquez was shoved from behind, no call. And a Belmar takeaway. Carlton Belmar came in as a second half swap. He's been fantastic tonight, but also all season. 2 goals for the Virginia Beach native. Scoring started in the 41st minute for Jose Carrera. Central Valley took a 1-0 advantage into the break, and a second half brace for Emiliano Terzaghi in the 52nd and 71st minutes. That's the difference to make it 2-1 in favor of Richmond. Central Valley playing with 10 after Billy Forbes was sent off, inadvertently kicking Akira Fitzgerald, the Richmond keeper. Omar Limus gives to Victor Falk. He's in the corner. There's the cross, and a corner kick coming up. Justin Sukow was trying to get out of the way, but instead Victor Falk generates an El Mexicano corner kick. Jose Carrera will take it again. This may be the last quality opportunity for Central Valley tonight. Carrera, he goes back post, it's loose, and Will Palmquist is there to stop it. Dakota Barnathan, or rather Jesus Partida, and Sam Strong there on the look. Have another look. Strong climbs the ladder and could not get it on an angle to Palmquist. Gomero turns upfield. And Mitch North will get a goal kick. North trying to get something going upfield. Gabe Cox, a 17-year-old on an academy contract. He's getting ready to swap in for Richmond. And he'll take over for Emiliano Terzaghi, who, if this holds, is the hero of the night. A second half brace to give Richmond a 2-1 lead. And the hometown kid, Gabe Cox from Richmond. He trots in for the Richmond legend. And And for Cox, the job description is simple. Help us get through stoppage time with this 2-1 advantage. Cromwell finds Cerritos in traffic. That's where he's best. But Cerritos can't make anything of it by midfield. On the far touchline, it's poked away. And Meekum will throw it in. Aaron Sawatsky coaching Meekum from the sideline. Looks like he could still get in there. Maybe give him a few minutes in stoppage time. And foul called on the kicker. So, Central Valley takes over. Fuego playing with 10 after Billy Forbes and his red card. In the 79th minute, on an inadvertent blow to Akira Fitzgerald's head on what looked like could be the equalizer. Vasquez couldn't get it. Will Palmquist now allocates right. Partida to Cerritos. Jose Carrera, the goal scorer for Fuego. He lost the ball. Fuego gets it back. Cerritos, good ball to Strong, tries to turn the corner. And he's poked away. Nathan Awney had him marked up. Mohamed Dabo, 27-year-old from Senegal, sends it in. But no one home to make a real play on the ball. Will Palmquist milking some clock as Sam Strong cheats in. Well, Richmond can smell it. The second half brace for Emiliano Terzaghi. Will Palmquist trying to finish what Akira Fitzgerald started in the second half. Fitzgerald made some outstanding saves to salvage the 2-1 lead and, well, really salvage the draw, the tie, 1-1, until Terzaghi scored again. But it's on Palmquist to finish. Nil Vinyals with space. Good ball ahead. It's Gomero with the right. Oh, Mitch North is there. He pops it up. A corner kick coming up, though. Joao Gomero generates a set piece for Richmond. And North didn't think so. This is why he's a nominee for League One Player of the Month. He can run, he can create, and he challenged North there, who was the last one to touch it, and deflected beyond the goal line. So a corner kick for Richmond. And they keep it in the corner with Carlton Belmar trying to box out. That'll do it. A second half brace for Emiliano Terzaghi gives Richmond all 3 points and a 2-1 win on the road against Central Valley. Points in 4 of their last 5 games. Jose Carrera is the American Business Machine's man of the match. And if you're wondering why is Carrera the man of the match, you got to go back to the 41st minute. In the first half, there was no score, and Jose Carrera changed that with the help of Jesus Partida. Partida dribbling left, tight angle. What's he going to do on Ani falling down? And he gets the cross into space for Carrera. First assist of the year for Partida. First goal of the year for Carrera. That made it 1-0. They took that 1-0 advantage into the locker room, but Emiliano Terzaghi with a second half brace. Mitch North gets the save of the match, punching this one away from Terzaghi and company. He was fantastic. He's been fantastic all year. bit of a microcosm of the season for Central Valley, with North playing well, but how much can he take? Plenty of pressure applied by Richmond today. Emiliano Terzaghi, a big reason why. Second half brace for him with his third and fourth goals of the season. But we're not done. Here on ESPN Plus, we still have plenty to go. We have full-time highlights. We have full-time stats on the other side. A 2-1 win for the Kickers over Fuego on the road. Don't go anywhere.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league. The USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer, bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Jose Carrera and Emiliano Terzaghi converging, congratulating each other on their goals. Those two players, they combine for the 3 as Richmond takes the 2, and they get the 3 points on the road against Central Valley. I'm Brad Klein, very happy to be with you. After this full-time, we go to the full-time highlights now. Emiliano Terzaghi, a big highlight within the highlight, but we'll get to him in the second half. In the first half, Central Valley dominated. They had 9 shots. They averaged 8 per match on the year, and this was the one that mattered. 4 on target, and the one that went in, Jose Carrera off the dime from Jesus Partida. So Central Valley, after that 41st minute score, they take a 1-0 advantage into the locker room. So things are going good for Central Valley, right? Well, wrong. Eventually it changed. Cromwell, the foul in the box, and Emiliano Terzaghi, the equalizer on the PK. 52nd minute, he wins the penalty, and he converts on the penalty. And then off the throw-in, Terzaghi sidewinder, upper left. He scores. Second half race in the 71st minute, 2-1 Richmond. That would hold, but it would hold with some interesting fireworks because Terzaghi scores. That sets the table 2-1. Billy Forbes, he charges in 79th minute. Has a chance to equalize on Fitzgerald. He's sent off. Fuego has to play with 10 the rest of the way, and they cannot come back from down 2-1. Well, the shots pretty much even. Remember, Fuego dominated that department in the first half. Richmond takes over. Richmond takes possession as well, but the key stat is the red card at the bottom. Fuego had a bunch of chances. Had they been even strength, it might have been different towards the end, but Central Valley cannot get it done on Richmond here tonight. Thanks to our producer, Brady Kujawa, Lazaro Molina on replay, and Kevin Ramos making it all sound good. I'm Brad Klein. Final score from Fresno, Richmond 2, Central Valley 1. And Richmond trying to build upon this win, their 4th positive result in their last 5 matches. Next up, they host Forward Madison at 7 Eastern next Saturday on ESPN Plus. Central Valley, 10 Eastern, Greenville Triumph, the opponent on Saturday.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.